I think it's a godsend. I think that there's a lot of fear around it, and I think that's partly because of all the movies that were pushed on us in the 80s and 90s.
Okay, Lars, you've been very generous with your time, but I want to end the show on what I call silly questions. So these have no right or wrong answer. It's just what comes to mind. You tell me, and feel free to answer them any way you want. You're not limited at all. Okay, question number one. What internet pioneer or entrepreneur do you most admire?
Ooh, gosh. Pro- uh, Probably Mark Andreessen, just because he was kind of the guy that invented the web browser Mosaic. And I started in 1994, 1993 in the internet, and so I
Mm,
literally started like a week after Mosaic was launched. And
mm.
so I had always kind of followed him and what he did. And I think he was a good internet pioneer for sure. One of the early founders.
That's a great answer. And I think, unfortunately, most people have forgotten about Mark. And much like yourself, my experience, I think, was 94 ish. I was working on Wall Street, and my manager came to me and he goes, "Hey, you're fresh out of school. Why don't you figure out what this browser thing is?" And that's how I learned I learned by
Yeah,
building a page for an internet for Wall Street Bank. So, yeah,
gotcha.
great stuff. Great stuff there. Okay. Um, You've been rightly adjudicated, Lars, and you're up for your last meal. What's that last meal?
Oh boy. Uh Gosh. I think probably a good steak.
A good steak. Hey.
I think probably a good steak. I'm a total food guy. I love food. It's like
Hmm.
my number one weakness, but I think, a good steak is pretty hard to pass up. I also love sushi a lot, so pizza, Mexican food, Thai food,
I hear you.
it
I
just
hear
goes
you.
on and on.
There's a reason why I'm not skinny John. I'm Big John, right? So there's a reason for that, Lars. So I feel you, brother. I feel you on that one. Okay. Your favorite activity that helps you unwind?
I play a lot of video games. I play Overwatch and Fortnite. I there's a bunch of other activities that I do. I race cars. I like gardening. I like to surf. I have a lot of animals. I love just playing with my animals and just hanging out
Hmm.
with friends and shooting the breeze at a coffee shop, or hanging around
Yeah,
a fire or something like that.
that's cool. So if you're on Fortnite or anything else, look up Lars. Maybe you could get into a match with him. Okay. Uh, AI, machine learning, godsend or mankind's undoing?
I think it's a godsend. I think that there's a lot of fear around it, and I think that's partly because of all the movies that were pushed on us in the 80s and 90s, right? But I'm using it pretty much every day. I was just using it right now to chop up a bunch of video clips from different podcasts that I was using, and I was just
Hmm.
blown away at how good it is. Right? It is absolutely amazing, uh, and it's going to usher in uh, a lot of work that we do right now that's mundane and repetitive. It's just going to get rid of all that stuff, and it's going to make us all a lot more productive and allow us to focus on more thoughtful ideas and and exploring more stuff instead of doing repetitive tasks that just consume time. So I think in the end it's a good thing, and I think it's going to replace a lot of jobs. But just like with all technology that we've had so
Yep.
far, it just creates new types of jobs, and I think it's a great tool that we're going to benefit from. And I think one thing is, being a guy that came in the internet in the early days and we saw the accelerated growth of the internet, the AI growth is exponential because it
Yes.
grows upon itself. It uses itself to grow. And so the future is going to be really amazing going forward with this stuff.
I tend to agree with you, and you're absolutely right. And that's a great point. At every point in our history, some new technology has come along that people have said will destroy jobs, will destroy livelihoods. That hasn't happened yet, and if nothing else, they lead to even more jobs, more
It's
innovation. So,
it's Babe and the Big Blue Ox.
yeah, there you go.
Right?
There
They
you
they
go.
hit,
Yep.
I've got this hatchet, that guy's got a chainsaw. The chainsaw is going to make it so we can never be a lumberman again, right? But that wasn't the case.
Right. Excellent. Okay, last one. One song or group that is on your playlist that never gets skipped.
Oh boy. Um Goodness, I don't know. Probably Beatles.
The
Just
Beatles. You're a
yeah,
Beatles fan.
probably old school Beatles stuff. I
Fair
can
enough.
it was the stuff that was played when I was a kid, and so when it comes on, it gives me some nostalgia.
Yeah, no, that's cool. I always say, like, I don't know if it's because I'm a libertarian through and through, but like, if a good punk song, proto punk, comes along, I can't skip it. I know I look ridiculous touching on 60 and still listening to
Well,
the Sex Pistols, but
I almost said Bad Religion or Beastie Boys would be
there
two
you
other.
go. I
So
Oh, okay. Now you got me. I admit to not being a Beatles fan, but the other two
yeah,
you mentioned are great.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah.